Well, good afternoon on this July afternoon in 2023. Thank you all for coming to IBM's briefing and rollout of our latest on our QRadar product sets. Specifically on a product today, we're going to zero in on our QRadar suite, which is it's a bit of advancement, technology advancement, and a bit of rebundling of some products that we've had for a while, but putting them together in a new light. And we want to share that with you and all of the enhancements and capabilities and expansions that are going on around that product. My name's Philip Carruthers, and I'm with the IBM security team here at IBM, and I'm a subject matter expert on our cybersecurity portfolio. And I'm dedicated to the federal market here in the Washington, D.C. area. So hopefully we've put together an audience that is likewise from the metro area or from the market itself. And so we'll focus on public sector and federal customers as a primary focus during this seminar. So, we wanted to dive into modernized security operations and how to do that using the QRadar suite. And I want to set a little context up front before we dive into that. Let me figure out how to advance here. And first, I just wanted to let those that are not familiar with IBM Security get a quick overview of our organization. We are a recognized leader in the 15 security segments. We have over 8,000 employees spread around the world. And we focus on not only on making software security products, but bringing all sorts of capabilities and expertise. We've got managed services. We've got a wide variety of services that are built in and around security as a whole, helping world-class customers all around the world to achieve their security objectives and make sure that the very data centers and systems that we help produce are likewise secure. Our primary focus as an innovator is around the hybrid cloud and around automation and AI, and bringing that to bear. That's where a lot of the technology advancements are focused today. And true hybrid cloud and the ability to have both on-prem and cloud-based services in a single entity. And we're a trusted advisor to thousands of our clients around the world, including most of the federal government. IBM has a long-standing history, over 50 years, of working with federal government customers. And we have a comprehensive suite of security tools. This is all-in-one view of everything that we have. We have software products, but we also have the consulting and managed services and outsourcing services. We have, open platforms, which everybody knows about. IBM's Red Hat acquisition a few years ago, and all of the open source security platforms that we support within that, and then the huge ecosystem of partners that we have to integrate with. There's no one thing, there's no homogeneous cybersecurity platform that's out there. And so we have to be able to work with any of the great partners that are out there and be able to exchange data and do all the things that you need to do to create a very efficient cybersecurity platform. I wanted to just set the stage a little bit. As I mentioned, we're going to focus on our federal and public sector customers that all tend to follow NIST framework guidelines, specifically over the years. NIST 853, emerging NIST 800-207 for zero trust, NIST 800-171 if you're in the defense industrial base, NIST 800-134 around continuous diagnostic and monitoring, and many more. There's many more that are out there that are sub elements of the ones mentioned, and we spend a lot of time mapping our solutions to those requirements and ensuring that the products that we sell meet the federal government's requirements. And speaking of that, most of you are familiar with the Executive Order 14028 that came out about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And then the subsequent directives out of OMB that was specifically M2131 and M2209, speaking of log data management and around zero trust implementations, and that the log management implementations are required now in by August of this year, so just next month, that there's an expectation agencies will be arriving at the intended full operational condition for log management, and then subsequently we'll be implementing zero trust behind that by 2027. When federal government agencies properly measure the impact of these new guidelines, it spells a data explosion for which the current systems are simply not ready to handle. And it requires an across-the-board reassessment of computing resources, software scalability, general IT approach, extensive planning, and whatnot to map out the future requirements. Cybersecurity is here to stay. It's no longer, never really was optional. Agencies are suffering from a two-pronged assault on their current operations, one being from the daily increase in the data and the workload, and the other being from the ability to properly see the future and planning for it. So IBM's been working on a variety of guidance that we have out there. This is one of our more recent papers on the economics of M2131 and the impact to operations. This is available through your FOR representative if you'd like to get a copy of this. And the idea is that there's a variety of ways that you can implement for the future, and changing your compute infrastructure, changing your software approach will all have very significant impact on your budgets and your ability to fully implement everything that needs to be implemented. If you use the status quo, we believe you're going to go broke. So, a lot of attention needs to be paid here to the future and how we can help, how IBM can help you in terms of designing the future of your cybersecurity platforms. We also follow the CISA maturity model for the civilian agencies, as well the Department of Defense Zero Trust reference architectures in terms of what they're objectively putting out for agencies to follow for the near term. Wrong way. And ultimately, this comes down to being able to map our products into the zero trust target levels, what's been put out more recently as 91 specific activities, and our ability to address that from our portfolio of software capabilities, and then ultimately to the advanced zero trust full operational conditions that will ensue after 2027. I'm going to pause for any questions. If there are, raise your hand and we'll open the mic. All right. So we want to get specifically into the SIEM and SOAR pieces of the equation, as well as some of the enhancements that have occurred to the QRadar suite, all encompassing to address that eye chart that we just put up. Security operations, essentially needs, again, a major improvement. We need to, when you contemplate terabytes of data per day coming in at the agency level, when you contemplate millions of transactions a second that can occur, especially in a time of attack, when you think of the myriad of tools that are out there, we're trying to take 15 15 to 20 products today to meet our NIST 853 guidance. And as we just saw, there's 91, that's growing to 91 activities that the agencies are going to be dealing with. So you need to consolidate the tools. You've got to get tools that have a common user interface, that have the ability to work in a common workflow, and have and cover as much ground as you can as you select tools for the future. The disconnected tools are, one of the biggest challenges in cybersecurity today. That is a point of vulnerability, as well as keeping up with the attackers, and just the pure information overload. In many cases, we have security operation centers that have hundreds of millions and billions of events per day that are coming in. They have 20 or 30 or 50 analysts that are helping them to triage the events, but the math simply doesn't work. From billions of transactions a day to 50 analysts, which is what you can afford. So you've got to use all sorts of automation, correlation, all sorts of AI and whatnot in order to be able to bring the billions of transactions a second down to the a manageable workload of 25 or 50 tickets per day per analyst. And so when you do that math, we've got numerous examples of doing that, but that's a lot of the work that is done inside of our engines of QRadar and some of the other products I'll show you here. So, the current approach has been technology approach, technology focused, dependent on people with the wizardry to see things, and on ecosystems that are all different and hodgepodge together. And we've simply got to move from that paradigm to a modernized security operations focus. We need to put our analysts in the middle of the equation. We need to build all the systems around them. We need to scale depending on our ability to staff positions, and based on our ability to create the technologies relative to the data volumes that are coming in. And we need to leverage all of the community collaboration tools, which I'll show you here in just a second, to build around that. This shows the components of the QRadar suite. And so starting from left to right, we have the capabilities to help you manage your attack surface. So by making sure what ports are open and what gateways exist in from the outside perspective, what people can see from the internet, what hackers could see, and making sure that you're fully aware of any asset that's presenting itself as an entryway to your network is under control and properly managed, and can be properly held as an open entity and a way into your network. If not, get it off the network, get it closed down, and manage your attack surface. As you accelerate your the objective be to accelerate your threat detection and response capabilities, first by managing the endpoints and all of the endpoints inclusive of servers and east-west traffic and all the other forms of that. We've got then the ability to do correlation and event chaining with our log insights. We've got SIEM for the for all of the event management. We've got SOAR for the automation and response. And then we've got any myriad of ecosystem partners that provide additional functionality moving forward from there. So the new QRadar suite's a modern threat detection and response solution. We have across the bottom, you see the unified analyst experience, which is designed around putting the analyst in the driver's seat and then giving them the feeds that they need, telling them what they need to focus on, all with automation, risk assessment, and the built-in expertise. We've got, then of course, our threat intelligence systems that we offer and expertise across the bottom there, which are constantly in operation and again, feeding the various elements of the stack along the way with proper information to help enrich and help guide the unified analyst experience. All right, let me move on here. So the new QRadar suite is architected around the single unified analyst experience. It's been built in partnership with early adopters to assist security analysts throughout their alert investigations and response workflow. They can reduce the typical investigations and response time from hours and days to seconds and minutes. Key features of the workflow include a reinvented analyst experience that unifies capabilities across the security solutions, including SIEM, SOAR, log management, as well as context and workflows between QRadar and the third-party products that we connect with. Automated investigation, root cause analytics, and mitigation recommendations are all included. And then AI-driven alert disposition analysis that intelligently prioritizes alerts and learns from the analyst feedback. And then the ability to do completely federated searches across all of your estate to see where the problems are and where they're being duplicated on-prem or in the cloud. The unified analyst experience, a common set of capabilities across the IBM QRadar suite, and that is one of our newest features that we're happy to share today. So the QRadar SIEM is the industry standard for detecting advanced threats in the enterprise, with more than 15 years of rich development and code base. It provides real-time threat detection, complete visibility into your entire environment, collecting from all the various subsystems out there, endpoint, network devices, cloud environments, and other data lakes, so we can bring together a single view. And it's the ultimate tool in terms of SOC operations, the single pane of glass that you can build upon the piece that you use to see across your Amazon, Azure, your Red Hat, your VMware estates, and pull together and understand exactly what's going on across the domain. So the QRadar federated search, and this gives you, maximum flexibility. You can access the data where it sits, so there's not an extensive need to bring back all the data to a single point of control. And then the QRadar suite has of course, the ecosystem of out-of-the-box integrations. It's real important to say that those are existing. We've got a whole table of all the products that we interface with, and you simply add the API or the parser to the QRadar suite, and you can immediately exchange data between any of, again, several hundred different platforms that are out there. This provides significant time savings in implementation and configuration, starts delivering value immediately out of the box. And with the new QRadar Log Insight solution, you can take advantage of the federated search, again, across other data lakes, other products and tools that you may have to create a single correlated viewpoint and that your SOC operations folks can work with. And then streamline security operations with automated intelligent detection and response. So as data is coming in, we help you to detect and keep up with threats and accelerate as we can exchange data with our threat intelligence feeds that are coming in that'll say, hey, that's a problem there, that's a problem there, that's a new problem there. as it's in real-time updates. And this results in reduction of 0 days and reduction of any problems that you might have out there that occur on a day-to-day basis. You can make quick and informed decisions with attack visualization, storyboards, and leverage automated alert management and advanced continuous learning with AI capabilities. In addition, QRadar Suite can automatically investigate threats with a multi-stage analysis to accurately triage incidents faster. IBM's global threat intelligence and automated threat hunting provides deep search capabilities to proactively hunt threats. With proactive threat detection and response through purpose-built bidirectional integrations, you're able to, wherever you're starting from, you can extend your security operations. So for example, if you're at EDR and XDR, then you can simply add on whatever incremental capability you need. From the IBM portfolio, companies that use multiple products get the most out of their out of implementing QRadar and QRadar SOAR by virtue of those platforms being able to tie together into a single pane of glass. So this helps eliminate operational visibility gaps between the siloed tools, and then analysts have time-saving, can save time using AI-driven models that are pre-built around the content and joint out-of-the-box use cases. And then they can leverage 24/7 global support and technical expertise through an end-to-end use case monitoring tools that we have all in one place without having to chase down multiple vendors. And as I mentioned, you can extend the SIEM with SOAR, and you're able to then bring together both the best of detection and response. So the QRadar Suite contains purpose-built bidirectional integrations with quick setup and value right out of the box. SIEM and SOAR accelerate your response. Analysts can see everything related to an offense in a single view. QRadar offense detail tab is created with a SOAR case containing an auto-generated data table displaying triggered rules, destination IPs, associated events, and others. As the events evolve, it's auto refreshes with SOAR's results. And so the analyst is always knowledgeable about not only what has occurred, but what action has been taken. And it enables SOC teams, to prepare for incident response workflows and continually improve response formats. So, you know, as you look forward, the opportunities to book, you know, any sort of follow-up action here from the seminar. If you're curious about getting to know QRadar more, then we would certainly ask that you reach out to your 4 representatives, and you can work with them to get IBM scheduled for a QRadar demo, a complete demo. We have all sorts of other tools at hand. We have value assessments and various other technology assessments that we can bring into your organization to help you in planning and assessment of where you are and where you are relative to the need to enhance security for the future.
Phil, I just want to say thank you for your knowledge on IBM QRadar today. As I mentioned at the beginning, this was recorded, and so I will send out a link to the webinar to all those that attended. And if we don't have any other questions at this time, we will close.
Okay, thank you.